Welcome race fans to Ohsweken Speedway here for some Thursday night action presented by Cool Kids and Hal Nora Mechanical. I'm McLean Callan and Jackson Jeffrey are your hosts, and the Mobile One beginners out on the racetrack for the first heat.
We're not going to waste any time. Golf Depot White Flag is out. Here is your starting lineup. It's Hooker, Ton, Walker, Pettit, Speck, Young, Chichok, Walker, Hookert, McDonald, Van Houten, Hill, and Anthony. Probably had a lot more time to give the first names there, but don't want to immediately. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, getting ready to roll off here for the first heat race of the night. These Mobile One beginners, Georgia Hooker and Michael Tunner are going to lead them off, but immediately they're going to go 3 wide, and Braden Pettit's going to shoot down to the inside. Hill will be trying to make a battle, and Hill swoop the lead away from the 2 leaders.
Pettit leads him down the back straight away into corner number 3. Hooker tries to work her way to the outside of Pettit.
Pettit's got a bit of a lead there. Michael Tunner and his 7 machine will try to catch up, and Georgia Hooker there on the outside. Not going to be able to get the crowd or the track. The group starts to spread a little bit as Emmett Speck now will be trying to make some moves on that 94 for the 3rd place position.
Speck down to the inside, down the front straightaway. Hooker still in that 3rd spot. Ton sitting in 2nd, and Pettit with a bit of a gap over Ton there in the 2nd spot. Cross flags are up.
Pettit starts to widen the gap there, and Tun's trying to catch up. Doesn't quite have it yet, and there's an intense battle for 3rd place between Georgia Hooker and Emmett Speck. Speck on the inside, Hooker on the outside. Speck starts to pull away there, but Hooker is right there, ready to try and make another chance on it. Now Emmett Speck will be trying to make some moves on the 7 of Michael Tun in that 2nd place spot.
2 laps left to go for Braden Pettit in the 9 machine. Speck tries to track down that 7 machine. A Ton going into 3.
Pettit's going to start to widen the gap there as the field starts to pass through some lap traffic. Emmett Speck is going to use that outside line. Doesn't quite have it yet. Michael Tunn is running tight and on that inside line there. Now, the 94 of Georgia Hooker on that line is starting to face some trouble from the 09 of Casey Walker. But Braden Pettit will take the heat race number win. Michael Tunn will come in 2nd. Emmett Speck in 3rd.
And that'll conclude the Mobile One Beginners race number 1.
Interesting racer, good bit of action. And next up are your Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks.
All lined up right beside us here as you watch the beginners roll off of the racetrack.
Gorgeous looking field there, and of course today a little bit of concern for how the weather was going to play into today. People thought there was going to be a little bit of precipitation, but it was good, stayed clear of around here. A little bit cloudy though, but it is a nice, cool, almost a fall day here for some micro sprint racing. Pretty good though, nothing to complain about.
And rolling off first for this one in the 14 machine, that is Diesel Montour, and his outside in the 28, that's Hunter Hill. Rolling off 3rd in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider, and his outside in the 72, that's Silas Podowinski. Rolling off in the 5th spot in the 18G, that is Grayson Palace, and it is outside in the 77 machine, that's Declan Salt Johnson. Cecil Burbridge in the 02C starts from that 7th spot, and his outside in the 02, Everett Burbridge, starts in the 8th spot. And rounding out, in the last row, Lincoln Obadiah on the inside, in that 81 machine, rounding out the field in the 97, that's Andy Gray.
Montour and Hill are going to lead him off. Silas Podwinski and Slider there right behind him. Let's see what happens. And Hunter Hill will go into the lead, and Hill lead him on the inside line going down the backstretch now.
Hill leads him down the back straightaway. Podowinski makes the move for 2nd. Montour keeping it down to the inside. They're getting bumpy there. 4 wide there coming out of 4.
Cecil Burbridge and Slider make some contact. Now looks like Slider's got a little bit of damage. He'll pull it slow in, and that, I believe, will draw the yellow flag here for the first round of heats. A lot of contact there coming off that turn 3, and just both of them got really slidey. That could have been a lot more worse than it was.
Trying to get that 07S refired. Looks like he's going to need a push.
I didn't see too much damage on him or the 02C of Cecil Burbridge's car, but it just looked like they got a little bit squirrely there coming out of the turn. Push truck, push buggy lined up as the field will go by there. Hunter Hill, Diesel Montour, Silas Podwinski. Then it's Grayson Powell, Cecil Burbridge, Declan Saul Johnson, Everett Burbridge, Lincoln Obadiah, and Andy Gray. figuring out some lineup issues right now as the field single file paces around, still trying to get that 07S of Bentley Slider going, and now the field will come to a stop on the back straightaway. Diesel Montour, of course, moving up from last year, moving up from the beginner division up to the box stocks here.
And while we got some time, we'd like to thank the Doty Creek Agri-Services presenting these box stocks. Doty Creek Agri-Services is a precision planting and Yetter Farm equipment dealer. They also offer agri-services including drone crop scouting and aerial photography. Custom planting services for row crops in the Thamesford area. Doty Creek Agri-Services.
Looks like hearing some mechanical issues here. Trying to figure something out with that 28 of Hunter Hill. Don't exactly know what's going on back there. Trying to get Diesel Montour fired up now.
That 28 machine tried out Tolsenberg and flipped it. So might be repercussions from that.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt at all if that machine is still struggling with some parts. It was we saw the pictures earlier. It was a nasty looking machine after that. So crazy to think that in only 2 days they could get the car not only fixed up but running here tonight, and of course had some really good pace there tonight in this heat race. But don't know if that's something is going on.
Also sounds like the 14 of Diesel Montour does not have brakes. So you kind of need those.
Yeah. That's not good. So they're going to slowly push him around. Of course, the beginner moving up to the box stocks this year is not going to be able to make anything happen in this heat race. Luckily, still got another one if they can get everything fixed up. And now we can see the 28 of Hunter Hill getting hitched up to the back of the buggy, and it looks like they're going to tow him in there. Oh, look at the wheel there.
Hunter Hill, tough break for him there.
While we got time, quickly, let's thank some of the sponsors that help present these weekly racing here on G-Force TV and Mobile One. And of course, the Mobile One family of lubricants includes world-famous brands which have a legacy of innovation and decades of proven performance in consumer and business use. This dedication to continually improving the lubricants and services that empower mobility in vehicles and productivity in industrial machineries is at the core of their offer.
As you see there, they're towing away the Gibbs Action Sports 28 of Hunter Hill.
That front left got a lot of damage there. Gonna tow him off there, so tough breaks for him, of course. Not only on Tuesday, but on tonight, too. Don't know if they'll be able to get that Gibbs 28 machine fixed up for the next heat race. Doesn't look too promising.
Green flag is out. Silas Podowinski now in the first place spot. Cecil Burbridge is in second, and Grayson Palace the top three.
Silas Podowinski's got a big gap there to that 02C of Cecil Burbridge. Let's see if he can hold off that position. That, of course, that 02 is bad fast. And don't forget Grayson Palace and Everett Burbridge there. They're going in an intense battle for that third place spot going down. Cross flags are out here for Silas Podowinski in that red 72.
Burbridge to the outside of Palace. They'll work their way into corners 1 and 2, side by side down the back straightaway. Burbridge takes the spot going into corner number 3. Palace keeping down to the bottom.
Palace is trying to run that inside line, but Everett running that outside line will swoop the position back, and now Lincoln Obadiah is lurching on the tail of that 18G. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Silas Podowinski, but Cecil Burbridge is now closing in, trying to make something happen with his brother not too far behind.
The Gulf Depot white flag is out for Silas Podowinski. The Burbridge is going at it for the second spot. Cecil Burbridge in that yellow O2C's out in the second spot currently. And the checkered flags is out. Silas Podowinski picks up heat race number 1. Cecil Burbridge and Everett Burbridge round out the top 3.
Grayson Palace, Declan Salt Johnson, and Lincoln Obadiah and Andy Gray will round out the rest of the field, and that'll do it for this first heat race for these Doty Creek box stocks. And getting ready to roll out next are the GSR Junior Flats.
88 got it up. 88.
got a new driver making his first appearance here tonight. That 5JR of Clayton Hager. Just about ready to get rolling here for these GSR Junior Flats first heat race. 8 laps the distance.
Trying to figure out some issues with the 88 machine of Rowan Reed.
Can't exactly see what's going on back there, of course. Well, I'm not a mechanic anyway, so it's not like I would know. Looks like they got everything figured out. Should be just about ready to go. And I can see the opens starting to get set up behind them, but they're rolling out onto the track now. And it's time for the starting lineup for these first heat races for these GSR Junior Flats. Starting first in the 17R, it's Jack Ruche, and in second in the 5JR, it's Clayton Hager. In third in the 88, it's Rowan Reed, and in fourth, it's Tovin DeLima in the 9D, and rounding out the field, it's Jamison Kane in the 88X. The yellow flag is out as Rowan Reed is still having some mechanical problems. I think she's just going to push it right back the stall, so green flag will be out this time by Jack Ruche, and Clayton Hager are going to lead them to the green flag.
Green flag is out. Ruche, your leader, going on a 1.
Field starts to spread out a little bit there. You can see Tovin DeLima in that white 9D machine. He'll be wanting to get up. He's pretty bad fast in this division, so we'll see him trying to make some moves on that 5 of Clayton Hager there. But out front it is all Ruche. And now here comes Tovin DeLima on the inside line. He'll sweep the position from right under Clayton's feet.
DeLima now sitting in that second spot. Sets his sights on the 17R Ruche, who is out in front on this one.
Both these drivers are going toe-to-toe with each other in this division here. It is pretty close, but DeLima on the inside line, Ruche on the outside line. Let's see who's got it going down the backstretch now. They're neck and neck. And it looks like DeLima's got that inside edge now.
Cross flags are out. Tovin DeLima, your new leader.
Ruche's going to want to try and fight for that position back, but now here comes the 5J of Clayton Hager there, and he'll steal that second place position from Ruche. Ruche goes right back on the inside, and we got an intense battle for second place now. Hager shoots down on the inside again, and they're going back and forth with each other for that second place spot. And now it looks like Jamison Kane wants to join in on the fun here.
Kane shoots out of the inside there of the 17R. They're side by side going into 1. Hager now sitting in that second spot, and the Gulf Depot white flag is out for Tovin DeLima.
One more lap around for that white and green 9D. Clayton Hager's going to try and fight for that position back, but no. Jamison Kane's going to steal it from him again. Can Clayton Hager make one final move? He shoots down the inside, and he doesn't, and he does have it there. Clayton Hager will take second place. Tovin DeLima in first. Jamison Kane in second, and rounding up the field, it'll be Jack Ruche. That was a pretty intense battle there. Whew.
DeLima got by the cars he needed to, and came out with the win. And while we got a little bit of downtime here, we'd like to thank Williamsboro Heating and Cooling. At Williamsboro Heating and Cooling, we are a family-owned and operated business with many years of experience in providing top-notch residential heating and cooling services. Our team of experts is dedicated to offering you the best service possible, from estimates to installation to repair. We take pride in our work and strive for 100% customer satisfaction. Our goal is to build lasting relationships with our customers and ensure that they receive the best service possible.
Now, earlier, we both took great pleasure in enjoying some delicious popcorn chicken from the brand new concession stand right behind us there. So if you're looking for a snack, especially everybody here, we also have a brand new speaker there, which is broadcasting our lovely voices out to the general Grants area. But yeah, if you're looking for a quick snack, make sure to check out the popcorn chicken. It is delicious.
Lovely is the way to put it. The William Bros Heating and Cooling Micro Sprints out on the racetrack. Starting on the pole for this one out of Hagersville in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal. And her outside out of Brantford in the 88, that's Riley Mercer. Starting off in the third spot out of Welland in the 96, it's Brennan Hager. And his outside out of Harrisburg, it's Flying Ryan Wilson. Rolling off from the fifth spot in the 9H, it's the Hurricane Hayden Anicoke. And rounding out the field in the 00 out of Dorchester, it's Jack Smulders.
Kiana Teal and Riley Mercer, two typical contenders here on these weekly Thursday night racing. Let's see. This division is always, what's the best way to put it? I can't think of the word.
Exciting and fun to watch.
Yeah, it's exciting. Oh, definitely, it's exciting and fun to watch, but it's always very chaotic because you never know who's going to win, and you never know. It could really be anybody's battle, especially here tonight. But Kiana Teal's going to lead him off going into turn number 2. Riley Mercer down the inside, and here comes Ryan Wilson there on the outside. He'll be trying to make some moves on that 88er Riley Mercer.
Teal leads lap number 1. Riley Mercer sitting in that second spot. Ryan Wilson in third.
Looks like Brendan Hager's getting closer on the tail of Ryan Wilson in that 96 machine. He doesn't quite have it yet. Out front it is all Kiana Teal. Now Ryan Wilson will be getting closer and closer to Riley Mercer, trying to make some moves. Doesn't quite have it yet. The field is single file. And now Jack Smulders will be trying to make some moves on Brendan Hager on that 96, but Hager will hold him off.
Kiana Teal still your leader. Top 3 all kind of spread out right now. Smulders trying to catch up to that 96 machine of Brennan Hager. Cross flags are up. We've got 5 laps left to go.
Kiana Teal's holding a tight line there and making sure that that position in first stays locked down there. Riley Mercer trying to make some moves, but doesn't quite have it yet. It's Kiana Teal, Riley Mercer, Ryan Wilson, Brendan Hager, and Jack Smulders, and the field is all single filed out here.
That 24K of Kiana Teal is flying here tonight. 2 laps left to go.
She continues to widen the gap there on Riley Mercer in that 88, and Ryan Wilson just can't seem to catch up. The Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for Kiana Teal in that Dixieland Grill 24K.
Teal down the back straightaway for the final time at Hagersville picks up heat race number 1. Kiana Teal, Mercer finishing in second, and Ryan Wilson rounds out the top 3.
Brendan Hager and Jack Smulders will finish out the field there, and that'll do it for this first round of heat races for these Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. And next up, ready to go, it is this year's Top Cheddar.
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh, yeah, we got to retire that name.
That's all you, man. 12th car field here for these senior flats. Getting all fired up there, as you can see on your screens. Onto the racetrack, starting on the pole for this one in the 28, that's Cameron Book. And his outside in the 12 machine, that's Nicholas Boyd. Rolling off third in the 8 machine, that's Curtis Connell. And his outside in the 77, that's Randy Hollingshead. Rolling off from the 5th spot in the 66 machine, that's Bailey Salt. And her outside in the 23, that's Daniel Calte. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 33, that's Ron McGarry. And his outside in the 15 machine, that's Sierra Robinson. Rolling off from the 10th, rolling off for the 9th spot rather in the 44B, that's Bella General, and we are green.
Cameron Book and Nicholas Boyd are going to lead him down the inside. The battle is all tight here. This division is always action-packed here. Randy Hollingshead in that yellow 77 machine will try and hold off that 3rd place position. Doesn't quite have it yet as the field starts to single file out.
Book your leader down the back straightaway. 3 wide. Hollingshead sits in the 2nd spot now. Calte to the outside.
Calte will take that 2nd place position. Now he'll be trying to work on that 28 of Cameron Book. Randy Hollingshead will shoot back and he'll steal the 3rd place position back from Nicholas Boyd. That top 4 is full of some lethal drivers here in this field tonight. They are all bad fast.
Calte all over the back end of Cameron Book. Cross flags are out. Looks still your leader, Calte, all over the back end.
Calte will try and make some moves down here on the back straighter, but Cameron Book is always a super fast driver here on these Thursday nights. They're getting super close to each other, but Cameron Book is still holding off that first place position. We got a crazy battle here.
Calte looks to the outside again, gets a little loose there. Cameron Book faster off the corner with 2 laps left to go.
Now looks like Nick Cupolo in that 751 machine will be trying to make some moves to that 4th place position on Anthony Bird. What Golf Depot white flag is out. One more time around for your leader, Cameron Book.
Cameron Book picks up heat race number 1. Daniel Calte and Randy Hollingshead the top 3. Sierra Robinson and looks like Nick Capolo finish in the top 5. And Anthony Bird's gone this week. Sierra Robinson is in that 15 machine. Must have stubbed a toe or something.
While we got time, let's thank a quick sponsor who helps put on these senior flats. Huffman Restorations, of course, your interior and exterior renovation specialist. Huffman Restorations.
And that concludes round number 1 for these heat races. Mobile 1 beginners, as you see on your screen, all lined up ready to hit the racetrack for their second heat race of the night.
Just about ready to go here. Taking a look at the gorgeous looking purple car of Casey Walker, and right beside him, the 27 Maverick G-Chop. Got a lot of nice looking cars there in this field.
And we'd like to mention, we know who the youngest driver is out there in the 20 machine, Austin Van Houten.
5 years old.
As of last month, too.
So 4 years old turned 5 years old. That's an even bigger achievement. And to be racing here, he's been pretty fast recently. So look out for the young guns, because you never know. They could be moving up next. Getting ready to roll out here. We're seconds away.
Six laps the distance for these Mobile 1 beginners. I believe they're just getting them all fired up. I don't know what we're waiting on here.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I'm trying to think of what I still need to eat from the concession stand. I'm pretty hungry today, so.
Pizza, popcorn chicken.
I've already had the pizza, I've already had the popcorn chicken, I've already had the burger. I think I need to try the tater tots.
Corn dog.
And the corn dogs. The corn dogs look really good.
Can't go wrong with the corn dog.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a good pre-race snack. Anyway, rolling out for the first set of the second round of heats. 6 laps of distance for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints, and starting first in the 09, it's Casey Walker. And in second, it's Maverick Chichok in the 27. And in third, it's Christopher Young in the 7. In fourth, it's Emmett Speck in the 4. And in fifth, it's Braden Pettit in the 9. In sixth, the 28 of Kalen Walker. And in seventh, it's the Sam of Michael Tunn. In eighth, it's the 94 of Georgia Hookert. And in ninth, 529 of Lucy Anthony. In 10th, it's the 10M of Easton Hill. 11th, the 20 of Austin Van Houten. 12th is Jackson Listen, Hooker. As we get these Mobile 1 beginner microphones in order. Trying to figure out some line issues right now here. Getting everything rolling. Field is all spread out here.
Cheechak still your leader. Emmett Speck and Braden Pennant the top three.
Field still pacing around as we try to figure everything out. Looks like we might have to stop the field here.
Had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're back.
Trying to figure... We should be good now. The field starts to pull back in order. And while we got a quick time here, let's shout out Cool Kids, one of the presenting sponsors for these Thursday night microsprint racing here on GeForce TV. Of course, Cool Kids is the leading manufacturer of quality ice and water products, temperature-controlled storage and distribution. And of course, they lead the market through product and process innovation. Thank you so much, Cool Kids, for helping put on these weekly Thursday night racing on GeForce TV. Still trying to get everything sorted out for these Mobile 1 beginner microsprints. It's got to be easy, of course, because you got some young drivers here trying to figure everything out. First time in racing shoes, so should be good now. Maverick Cheechak, Emmett Speck, Braden Pettit, Michael Tunn, your top four there. And there you can see the 96 of Georgia. Jolene Hooker, sorry. Field still pacing around here, single file. Carter Long's got the green flag in his hand though, so we should be good to get back to racing. Let's see if Maverick Cheechak can hold off that first place position.
3 wide down the front straightaway to start this one back up. Pettit, your leader, down the back straightaway. Tunn now sitting in the third spot. Cheechak moves back to second. And the Gulf Depot white flag is out.
Emmett Speck fell back quite a couple spots, and Braden Pettit has now got a big distance there to that second place of Maverick Cheechak. Let's see if Michael Tunner, Emmett Speck can make some moves to try and take that second place spot. But Braden Pettit will take the win here. Maverick Cheechak will come in second, Michael Tunner in third, and Emmett Speck in fourth there. The field all jumbled up and immediately spread out as soon as that green flag was thrown.
And that's it for the Mobile 1 beginners. So their feature race. After our intermission, we still got 4 more heats left to go, so you're going to want to stay tuned.
Don't forget, we of course have an interview with Grayson Palace, who is last week's Larry Gartley Doty Creek Performer of the Week. We will have a quick interview with him to see what his word is on his performance last week, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that, of course. Anyway, getting ready to roll out next are the Doty Creek box stocks.
Starting on the pole for this one in the 97 machine, that's Andy Gray. And his outside in the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. Rolling off third in the 02, that is Everett Burbridge. And his outside in the 02C, that's Cecil Burbridge. Rolling off from the 5th spot in the 77 machine, that is Declan Salt Johnson. And his outside in the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 72 machine, that's Silas Podowinski. And his outside in the 07S, that's Bentley Slater. Rolling off from the 9th spot in the 28 machine, that's Hunter Hill. And rounding out the field in the 14 machine, that's Diesel Montour, who looks like didn't make the show here. Hunter Hill back. And the Gulf Depot white flag is out before we get these Doty Creek Agri Services box stocks underway.
Yeah, it looks like Diesel Montour couldn't figure out those brake problems earlier, so not going to be able to make the call here. But Hunter Hill, who had that crazy thing with his front left, as he's back here. But Andy Gray and Lincoln Obadiah will shoot him off into corner number 1. And here comes Everett Burbridge on that outside line. Hill swooped the second place.
Gray, your leader down the back straightaway. Everett Burbridge sitting in the 2nd spot. Shoots down to the inside. He'll lead lap number 1.
Burbridge there is going to try and have to hold off Andy Gray. Don't forget Cecil Burbridge there. He's in that 3rd place position. And Lincoln Obadiah. These are all some fast drivers here who Everett Burbridge is going to have to hold off. He's got the whole pack behind him, and they're all fighting for that 2nd place position right now.
Burbridge got a bit of a gap there over Andy Gray. Cecil Burbridge down to the inside, catches a rut there, and he'll fold back to third.
He got a little bit loose there. He's still holding on. He seems a bit bumpy, but now Lincoln Obadiah's on that outside line, and he's going to make a challenge for him in that 81. Out front, Andy Gray is right just ahead of them, and he's managing to hold on to that second place position, but he's not safe from those two drivers.
Burbridge and Obadiah go way high there. They'll keep it together. Salt Johnson picks up the fourth spot. And 2 laps left to go for Everett Burbridge in the O2 machine.
He continues to widen that gap there, and Andy Gray in that flaming 97 machine is still holding off the rest of the pack. Cecil Burbridge there trying to make some moves, but he's got nothing against that 97 machine, and now Declan Salt Johnson will be trying to make some moves, but Lincoln Obadiah is right on his tail too. One more lap around for your leader, Everett Burbridge.
Carter Long with a checkered flag in hand. Everett Burbridge picks up heat race number 2 over Andy Gray, and it looked like Cecil Burbridge had that one for third.
That was a pretty intense heat race there, and Everett Burbridge just rode away with it.
And while we got a bit of downtime, we'd like to thank Slack Lumber. We pride ourselves with offering the very best quality at affordable prices. From tools to lumber, we have your next project covered. Be sure to check out our Pro program, where members enjoy VIP treatment and get all the latest discounts, promos, and special events. Slack Lumber, your Victory Lane sponsor.
I'm eyeing up the giant Slack Lumber Victory Lane sign right behind us, which all of you will be able to lay your eyes on in just a little bit here, as it looks like the track lights have come on here, so that brightens things up a little bit. Of course, these gray skies are putting a bit of a moody look on the track. Typically it's bright and sunny here, but those track lights are definitely going to help out a lot. It seems these drivers are going to have a lot easier time rolling around here. GSR Junior Flats are getting ready to fire off. See Tobin DeLima and Jack Ruchai having a bit of a conversation there with each other. Both got some GoPros on their heads, so. And one more thing, Curtis Connell, typically racing a crate sprint here on Friday nights, is coming in for a bit of some Thursday night action. He has given up his car to Rowan Reed there. So now Rowan Reed, who had some mechanical issues in her heat, will be driving his car in the junior flats. As the 17 of Jack Ruchai stops on the back straightaway. Let's give the starting lineup for these heat races. The yellow flag is out. For this heat race number 2, starting first, it's Tovin DeLima in the 90, and in second, it's Rowan Reed in the 8. Then in third, it'll be Clayton Hager in the 5JR. In fourth, it's Jack Ruchai in the 17R. And rounding out the field, it's Jameson Kane in the 88X. But I did overhear a bit of that discussion earlier. Curtis gave up his cart to Rowan Reed. Of course, that's super generous of him to let the younger drivers have a bit of a go there. So look out for that. Yellow flag still out here as they're pushing the 17R of Ruchai. Now looks at the 88 of Jameson Kane. Got some problems there on the backstretch.
And they'll push the 88X into the infield. That'll end his heat race. Tovin DeLima, Hager, and Reed still left on the racetrack.
Golf Depot white flag is out. One more time around for these 3 young drivers here. Clayton Hager surprised me with his speed, so let's see what he can do trying to make some moves on that 9D of Tovin DeLima for this second heat race, and I'd like to see what Rowan Reed does in her new kart for the night.
Carter Long now with the green flag in hand as they creep their way down the back straightaway. Tovin DeLima on the pole for this one, and the green flag is out.
Clayton Hager immediately shoots down to that inside line. He'll be immediately trying to fight for that spot against the 90 of Tovin DeLima. They're side by side going down the backstretch now, and Clayton Hager will have to hold off Tovin DeLima there in that 9D machine. Doesn't quite have it yet as Tovin DeLima immediately sweeps by the inside, and he'll take that first place position right under him.
DeLima, your new leader. Over the 5 of Clayton Hager. And Rowan Reed in that 8 machine.
Field starts to single file out there a little bit. Let's see if Clayton Hager has got anything for that 90 of Tobin Lima. Doesn't seem like it yet as the field starts to single file out there a bit more, and Tobin Lima has got a pretty big gap there to that second place 5JR.
Cross flags are out for the 90, 4 laps left to go.
And looks like Rowan Reed will pull off that 8 cart, leaving us with 2 cars here for this second junior flat heat. 2 more laps to go here for Tobin de Lima. Let's see if Clayton Hager can make a final push for that first place position.
And the Golf Depot white flag is out for Tobin de Lima in the 9D machine.
He'll lead him down the backstretch now. Clayton Hager, of course, has ran out of time to catch him, and he gets a little bit squirrely there, but he'll keep it collected. But Tobin de Lima will win heat race number 2 for these GSR Junior Flats, and Clayton Hager will come in second.
And that'll conclude the GSR Junior Flats heat racing for the night. Still 2 more divisions to go.
While we got some time here before these Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints come out, we'd like to thank one of the presenting sponsors who helped make Thursday night racing possible, Halnor Mechanical. Of course, Halnor Mechanical is your go-to company in 6 Nations, Holloman, and Norfolk for all of your HVAC needs.
All the Open Micro Sprints getting lined up right beside us here.
You can take a look there. You can see that 9H of Hayden Nanacoke. Oh, and looks like they're still trying to figure some things out with Jamison Kane pushing his cart off, but there's a great look at that Nitro 54 machine.
Getting them all pushed off there. You see Ryan Wilson goes on to the racetrack. Hayden Nanacoke's got the electric start, and he's already out there.
No push truck for him.
These William Bros Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints starting on the pole for this one out of Dorchester in the 00. That's Jack Smolders. And is outside in the 9H, it's the Hurricane Hayden Nanacoke. Rolling off from the 3rd spot out of Harrisburg, it's Flying Ryan Wilson. And is outside out of well into the 96 machine, that's Brennan Hager. Rolling off from the 5th spot out of Brantford in the 88 machine, that's Riley Mercer. And is outside rounding out the field at Hagersville in the 24K, it's Kiana Teal.
As these cars continue to pace around and try and get straightened out for the lineups, we'd like to thank LMP Excavation for all their hard work that they put in, helping put on some of these weekly racing. Of course, LMP Excavation is your go-to company for excavation, landscaping, seawalls, septic installs, driveways, and retaining walls, and drainage laser grading. Field starting to get collected together now.
No Johnny Miller this week.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember where he finished last one.
All doubled it up down the back straightaway. Smolders, Nanacoke on the front row. Carter along with the green flag in hand. We're green.
Let's see what the rest of the field can do, and immediately Kiana Teal will shoot down the inside there, trying to get things working. Field starts a single file, yet she is flying through this heat race right now. Hayden Nanacoke will lead him after the first lap, but Brendan Hager and Kiana Teal are hot on his tail.
Hager chases Nanacoke down the back straightaway, keeping it to the bottom. Nanacoke using that middle lane. See Smolders using the top lane here, and we're all kind of single filed out here.
Yeah, as the field starts a single file out there, that battle for the 4th place position is heating up there. This is just like the box stocks last year. Jack Smolders and Flying Ryan Wilson there. We're going toe-to-toe every week, and you can see it right here. That rivalry is still fresh.
Wilson working the outside, Mercer down to the inside, 3 wide. Wilson and Mercer back door-to-door rather down the back straightaway.
Mercer's going to try and hold off from that Ryan Wilson there. Hayden Nanacoke is all out front, and he's got a bit of a gap there to that 96 of Brendan Hager. Kiana Teal is getting closer and closer on that outside line, trying to make some moves happen on that Dixie Lane Grill 24K. Trying to have it, but doesn't quite have it just yet.
Hager trying to chase that 9H at Nana Coke. Kiana Teal kind of reeling in that 96 machine of Brennan Hager. 2 laps left to go.
Kiana Teal's right there on that inside of the 96 of Brendan Hager. They almost touched there, but Brendan Hager's still playing some tough defense, trying to hold it off. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time for Hayden Nanacoke, but the battle is all there in second place. Can Brendan Hager hold off Kiana Teal for one more time? Yes, he can. Hayden Nanacoke is going to take the win. Brendan Hager is going to come in second. Kiana Teal in third.
And that'll conclude the William Bros Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprint Heat Racing for the night. We got one more heat race left, and then interview, and we got some feature racing.
Quick word with your Doty Creek Agri Services Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week. Grayson Powell, will have a word with him in a bit.
And we got a little bit of downtime. We'd like to thank Aero Pest Control. Aero Pest Control recognizes that every business is unique and each business has its own concerns. Our pest control technicians are qualified to handle all of your pest prevention and control needs. We offer prompt and effective services at great industry prices. Rolling off on the pole for this one in the 751, it is Nick Capolo, and is outside in the 44 machine, that's Robbie General. Rolling off third in the 42, that's Jack McPhail, and is outside in the 44B, that's Bella General. Rolling off from the 5th spot in the 15, that's Sierra Robinson, and her outside in the 33, that's Ron McGarry. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 23 machine, that's Daniel Culte, and is outside in the 66, that's Bailey Salt. Rolling off 9th in the 77 machine, that's Randy Hollingshead, and is outside in the 8 machine, that's Curtis Connell. And in the last row, Nicholas Boyd to the inside and Book to the outside. And obviously Curtis Connell not going to begin this heat race, and we are not going green.
Looks like some mechanical issues there. Don't know what car that is. I think that might be the... Can't exactly see it there. I believe that is the 42 of Jack McPhail. They're having a bit of problems. You can see he was pretty frustrated there, pulling it up right outside the exit of turn 3 and 4 when coming around. Of course, here comes the buggy to take a look at what's going on there.
Trying to figure out what's wrong there with that 42 machine of Jack McPhail.
He's going to hop out of the cart now. And it looks like he's going to take the helmet off. I believe his night might be done. And he's just going to push it right back into the pits. And the field will roll by. Here should be ready to go. Golf Depot white flag is out. Nick Capolo and Robbie General there are going to lead them off.
Looked like the fuel reserve wasn't attached to where it's supposed to be.
Well, that could have been a little dangerous.
Cart along with the green flag in hand. Green flag is out.
Nick Capolo in that red 751 will lead him down to the inside, but don't forget Robbie General there and Sierra Robertson on the inside line trying to make that work.
Capolo leads lap number 1, and we got Sierra Robinson sitting in that 2nd spot.
Nick Capolo's got a big lead there to that 2nd place spot of Sierra Robinson. And the whole field starts to single file out here. Randy Hollingshead will try and make some moves, and he is flying there. He's now right beside that 44 of Robbie General, and looks like Sierra Robinson will hit a cone and go to the inside line, but we will stay under green flag here.
Capolo with a good size gap there over the 2nd place spot. We'll take the lead. That's Bella General. It's got no pot on it.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out there. Bella General in that 2nd place spot there, and Cameron Book right there behind him. Then is Randy Hollingshead and Daniel Culte there. They were going toe-to-toe in the last heat race. Let's see if that happens again. Culte on the outside and Randy Hollingshead on the inside now. They're getting pretty intense right behind Cameron Book, who's trying to make some moves on that 44 of Bella General.
2 laps left to go for Nick Capolo. General trying to hold off the rest of the field behind her. And the Golf Depot white flag is in.
Capolo will go around one more time there. The field is single file right behind him. Cameron Book will try and make a last-ditch effort to try and make something work. Nick Capolo will come home for the win. Cameron Book last minute shoots down the inside, and they make contact. Bella General goes for a bit of a spin. Cameron Book shoots up.
Caution flag is out. That will conclude the Huffman Restoration Senior Flats.
That got pretty intense there on that last lap. Cameron Book jumped, basically. Whew. Here's the replay here coming around for the final time. They make contact and Cameron Book just rips right over. I believe that will do it for heat racing action here on G4 CVV. We will be back shortly with your Larry Garley Doty Creek Agricultural Memorial Performer of the Week. Here with last week's Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week. So, Grayson Palace, I believe this belongs to you. So, what does it mean to you to be the Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of last week? What do you have to say about your performance?
Feels great, and I'm happy to race on this track. And hopefully I win.
Sounds good. How are you feeling about tonight? You pretty confident?
Pretty confident. Yes, I haven't been having a good day today, so we'll try to get through it today.
Well, hopefully your luck turns around. Thank you so much for joining me, and that'll do it for this intermission interview with the Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week.
got it figured out, so.
Welcome back from our intermission break here on GeForce TV with some more Thursday night micro sprint action. We are a little bit away from some features going on here, as we can see the beginner division getting their carts ready to go as we take a look at that gorgeous cloudy sky there. That is giving a nice overcast for the rest of the field. But while we got some time here, we'd like to thank McHugh Auto Supply for helping put on, or not McHugh Supply for helping put on some weekly microsprint racing, of course. With over 160 years of experience, McHugh Supply is Southwestern and Central Ontario's most trusted HVAC wholesale distributor of home comfort products. McHugh Supply continually adapts to the ever-changing technological and regulatory landscape of the HVAC industry with one objective in mind: how to better serve you. Been a pretty cloudy day here. Well, we also got some time. Let's shout out Golf Depot, of course, the sponsor of your white flag here for these weekly racing. Golf Depot in Six Nations carries a variety of brand name apparel, balls, clubs, shoes, and more. So check it out if you're ever planning on hitting the green anytime soon. Tell them GeForce TV sent you. Or we sent you.
I ain't too great at golf.
I was just going to say the same thing. I guess the best way to put it would be, I don't know, but I don't have great hand-eye coordination.
I ain't too great at much, so
Well,
I don't got a lot going for me. So
yeah, I mean, me neither. I remember I went to the driving range once, and it was not a pretty sight. But
no, I believe you. Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah, I think I'll stay away from golfing anytime soon, just for everybody else's sake. But hey, Golf Depot might have to get me back into it. Never know.
I can rip around a go-kart pretty good. It's fun, all right? People are there just to have fun, not me. Not me.
It's all serious.
Oh, I absolutely, dive bomb somebody.
Throwing sliders there.
She was on a date with her boyfriend, so,
No.
Oh, just chopped her nose. Why not? Have a little fun with it.
Oh, boy.
I ain't playing around.
Just tear it. It's all serious.
I'm going for fastest lap.
Yeah, Dale Earnhardt style, just the Intimidator. Don't say a single word. Show up.
Bump and run. It's a road course. Pass in the grass.
Sorry. Oh, my gosh.
Give them a little wave at you. Drive on by.
Floating the peace sign. Or the bird.
Do it on the road, too. A little bump and run down the highway.
Now you're getting into some dangerous territory there.
I've never done that before.
GeForce TV would like to say anything is fictional and it's not true. Please don't try this at home.
Oh, I didn't do that. I'm
no,
smart.
I believe you.
Since we're on air. No, I'm kidding.
Anyway, getting ready to roll out of these Mobile One beginner micro sprints. Take a look at there. You see Michael Tunn and Braden Pettit's cars there. Don't forget the rest of the field. And they're going to start to roll off here. So let's get started with feature event racing for tonight. 12 laps is the distance, and we got 13 cars for you. Starting first in the 9, it's Braden Pettit. And in second, it's Michael Tunn in the 7M. In third, it's Emmett Speck in the 4N. And in fourth, it's Lucy and Anthony in the 529. In fifth, it's Casey Walker in the 09. And in sixth, it's Maverick Cheechak in the 27. In seventh, it's the 7 of Christopher Young. And in eighth, it's Kalen Walker in the 28. In ninth, it's Jolene Hooker in the 96. And in 10th, it's the 10M of Easton Hill. In 11th, it's Austin Van Heuden in the 20. And in 12th, it's the 87 of Jackson McDonald. And rounding out the field in the 94, it's Georgia Hooker. We are seconds away from feature racing to get started here on GeForce TV. Let's get it started.
2x2 as they creep their way into corners 3 and 4. Pace buggy pulls off. Green flag is out.
Braden Pettit is going to have to hold out that position from Michael Tunn. Emmett Speck's going to go to the outside here. We got some pretty fast drivers here as the field starts to single file out going down the back straightaway.
Pettit, your leader, going into 3 rather. Tunn sitting in that second spot. Emmett Speck trying to work his way to the outside of the 7 machine.
That Flamin' 4 is got a lot of speed here as the field's going to encroach on some lap traffic there. They're going to scoot their way by as they single file out here. Michael Tunn is getting closer and closer to that 9 of Braden Pettit.
Speck to the outside, a ton down the back straightaway. They're side by side going into corners 3 and 4. Ton still sitting in that second spot. Speck working the outside.
Looks like Speck's going to go side by side with that 7M of Michael Tunn, and he'll take that spot. Now he's going to have to hold it off, as that 7 is pretty fast there on these Thursday nights. Speck is going to go to the inside, and caution flag is out. I can't see what happened there. Don't know.
Oh, they're getting a little bumpy there down in corners 2. That, I believe it was Chichok who spun around there in corner number 2. Better safe than sorry, so pull the caution flag. And they'll single file out. Pettit, Tunn, and Walker the top 3.
And it's Casey Walker, Lucian Anthony's. See them rolling down. Single file pacing around the track here. Looks like they're going to stop the field there to get some, or to figure out positions, I believe, or should be good here. And while we got some time, we'd like to thank Strode's Barbecue. Of course, Strode's is your ultimate source for everything barbecue. Whether you're looking for event catering, or the best grills and accessories on the market, or even some hot takeout for lunch, Strode's has got the best around. Serving Brantford and surrounding communities for over 80 years, it's undisputed that Strode's is the experts when it comes to grilling.
Single file, we're trying to figure out the lineup here. Pettit, Speck sitting in the second spot. Tunn sitting in third. They're all jumbled up there off of corner number 4.
Trying to figure, should be just about good here. Oh, we got a bit of them jumbled up.
And while we got a bit of downtime, we'd like to thank Tri-City Bearing. Tri-City Bearing is your local supplier of bearings and power transmission equipment, bringing old school service back to life. Tri-City Bearings.
Should have everything good. And now as the field continues to pace around here.
See the top 5 on your screen right there. Don't worry, I can count. I was looking at the monitor and it looked like 4 cards. I had to use my fingers, but I can count. All right.
Saying, can you count? Maybe. I mean, I feel the same way after all the energy drinks we drink here in the booth. I don't know. My brain just starts to slowly melt.
Yeah. Got him stopped there on your screen. Trying to get it all situated here. It looks like we got him all right. Still pacing around the racetrack. We see Braden Pettit on your screen now. Emmett Speck, Tunn, top 3.
While we got time, we'd like to talk about Mobile One quickly, of course, because Mobile One wants to know what are your goals, whether it's keeping your car or truck in peak condition or your plant at the height of its productivity. Mobile Lubricants and Services can help you tackle the challenges of today with the next generation technologies of tomorrow. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for these Mobile One beginner micro sprints, and we can see them roll into action here. I think Mobile One would want to know what are Braden Pettit's goals. Is he trying to put it in victory lane right now? Is that on his mind, or is he trying to fend off Emmett Speck in that flaming 4 machine?
Carter Long with the green flag at hand. Single file restart here. Pettit sitting in the lead for this one. Green flag is out.
Braden Pettit's going to shoot down to the inside there, trying to hold off that 4 of Emmett Speck. And don't forget Michael Tunn there in that 7. He'll be trying to play some tough defense there. Lab traffic is going to make things interesting here as they go super wide, and Emmett Speck is inching closer and closer to the tail of that 9 machine.
Pettit, your leader down the back straightaway. Speck trying to reel in that 9 machine as he looks to the outside.
Speck goes a little bit wide there, doesn't quite have it work yet, and now Michael Tunn is getting super closer, and that 7M, they're getting closer and closer, but now the battle's for second place as Emmett Speck is going to have to try and fend off that 4, or that 7.
Tunn down to the inside, side by side down the front straightaway. Pettit looking to the Speck looking to the outside of Pettit there. Not able to make anything happen. He'll fall back to second.
Tunn's got some speed there, but can Emmett Speck hold him up there? The field is going to get closer and closer to the youngest driver in the beginner micro sprints, Austin Van Hewen, and they're going to split by it. Oh, Pettit and Tunn make contact there, and Speck will fly right by there, and he'll swoop the lead from both of them. Michael Tunn looks like he's got a lot of damage there as he slows down to the inside line. Looks like the yellow flag is out.
That was not a soft hit there for Michael Tunn.
Yeah, that was rough. They collided there right behind Austin Van Hewen there in the 20.
4 laps still left to go here for these Mobile 1 beginners. Speck, your new leader after that incident.
Don't forget Georgia Hooker. Here's the replay here. Looks like Pettit just went down to the inside, didn't see Tunn there, and they made some contact and blasted off to the side. But what I was going to say is Georgia Hooker started 13th and is in second right now. I believe that is second or third there. Oh yeah, second. That is a 11th place jump there. So what a performance tonight for her in that pink and white 94 machine. That is crazy. Lineup getting organized right now. You see the pace buggy just flew by there.
Backwards,
I was going to say in reverse.
It's Trevor DeBoer. Superman. He wears that shirt every week. See if he turns around there. There's Superman right there. New nickname, Superman Trevor DeBoer. There we go. There's a better look at the shirt.
Car's single file out here, figuring everything out right now. Should be just about good to go. But while we got some time, we'd like to talk about Aero Pest Control. And of course, Aero Pest Control offers pest control for all types of businesses, from restaurants to factories, and even from farms to variety stores. So call Aero Pest Control to inspect your facility, and they'll customize their pest control services to your exact specific needs.
We're trying to get them all lined up here. I think we got it for the most part. Some of them aren't cooperating.
Should be good there. Easton Hill is a little bit slow there on the back stretch. Same with that 87 of Jackson McDonald there. They're going to send them back, but we should be all lined up and just about good to go.
Ton stop there on the front straight away. He'll get back going again. Emmett Speck, your new leader. Braden Pettit. And I believe that is
Casey Walker. That's Georgia Hookert and the 529 of Lucy and Anthony there. Single file pacing around here. Emmett Speck in that Flamin' 4. We're just about good to go here, trying to figure out these last couple positions, and then we'll be back to racing with only 4 laps to go. Field still pacing around here. Take a look at these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints. Of course, up next is the Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks.
All single file and ready to go.
Should be just about ready to go here. Golf Depot white flag is out. And then these drivers will be just about ready to roll.
See the 20 machine of Van Houten on your screen right now. The youngest driver in the division. Carter along with the green flags in hand. Green flag is out.
Emmett Speck will lead him down to the inside, but Braden Pettit there's right behind him. Here comes Georgia Hooker to that 94, and oh, Casey Walker goes for a bit of a spin and go down to the inside. I believe we're going to stay green here as Emmett Speck is your new, Emmett Speck will try and hold off Braden Pettit as the laps keep winding down. Let's see if Georgia Hooker has anything in that 94 starting from all the way at the back. 2 more laps to go for your leader, Emmett Speck, as the battle is starting to heat up there as the field will split the lap traffic.
Pettit gets by the 10, and he'll try and set his sights there on Emmett Speck, but the Golf Depot white flag is out.
One more time around for that. Flamin' 4 there. Braden Pettit in the right behind him there. Doesn't quite have it yet, and Emmett Speck will win by a country mile for these Mobil 1 Beginner Micro Sprints. Braden Pettit will come in second, and Georgia Hooker, starting from 13th, will come in third.
That'll conclude the Mobil 1 Beginners feature race, and Emmett Speck will pull it in as Slack Lumber victory lane.
As Emmett Speck will roll on down into Slack Lumber victory lane here. Taking a look at that gorgeous sign in just about a second. That whitetail concrete Peters haulage Flamin' 4 machine. Carter Long will give him that epic race wear checkered flag. Get his picture taken there. Emmett Speck will take home victory lane tonight. And of course, up next are your Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks, who will be rolling off in just a second here. He'll roll off, and we are seconds away from these Doty Creek Agricultural Services box stocks from rolling out here. That one's going to be an intense battle you're going to want to stick around to see.
See Emmett Speck as he drives it into the pit area. Another feature went under his belt in that 4 machine. Doty Creek Agri Services box stocks on your screen now. Rolling off first in the 02, that's Everett Burbridge, and is outside in the 02C, that's Cecil Burbridge. Rolling off third in the 72, that's Silas Podowinski, and is outside in the 81 machine, that's Lincoln Obadiah. Rolling off from the 5th spot in the 97, that's Andy Gray, and is outside in the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 777, that has Declan Salt Johnson, and is outside in the 28 machine, that's Hunter Hill. And rounding out the field in the 07S, that's Bentley Slater.
One more time around for these box stocks. The Burbridge brothers, 02 and 02C, are going to lead them down to the green flag. We got a tough bunch right behind them, though. Green flag is up for this feature race of the night. Lincoln Obadiah will immediately shoot up that second place spot as the Burbridge brothers will go around.
Cecil Burbridge, your leader, down the back straight away. Everett Burbridge sitting in that 2nd spot. Here comes Lincoln Obadiah sitting in 3rd.
Cecil and Everett Burbridge are weaving in and out. Lincoln Obadiah there's got some pretty fast pace there in that black 81 machine. He'll be getting close up there, riding that outside line, trying to make some moves on Everett Burbridge. Grayson Palace there running in that 4th place spot, and he's got the entire rest of the field behind him as they're all single file in front of him.
Cecil Burbridge holding off his brother Everett Burbridge there down the front straight away. Lincoln Obadiah trying to reel them both in.
Looks like something's going on with Carter Long. Don't know what that was. Getting knocked up to the high side of the track there. I think that might have been his radio. Green flag is still out here for these Doty Creek Agricultural box stocks here. Everett Burbridge, your leader, but Cecil Burbridge and Lincoln Obadiah are not far behind him.
Top 3 all kind of single file here. Everett Burbridge, your new leader. Cecil Burbridge sitting in the 2nd spot with 8 laps left to go.
Everett Burbridge is holding down that spot to a T, and Cecil Burbridge is trying to make something work, but doesn't quite have it yet on his older brother. Lincoln Obadiah right there behind there, all about evenly spaced out from each other, but the real battle for them is in 5th place, with Silas Podwinski and Hunter Hiller trying to make some moves and get closer to that 18G at Grayson Palace. They're flying around on that outside line. Palace is holding off that spot as now Silas Podwinski is getting forced to the outside line from Hunter Hill in that Gibbs 28. He's got that machine rolling there as Hill can single file him out and take that spot from Grayson Palace. Now Silas Podwinski will run that outside line trying to make things work. We got 5 laps left to go here for Everett Burbridge, and now Lincoln Obadiah is taking that 2nd place spot from Cecil Burbridge in that black 81 machine.
Obadiah now sitting in that 2nd spot. Hunter Hill now sitting in 4th. He worked his way all the way up from the 8th spot.
Lincoln Obadiah is trying to make some moves on Everett Burbridge. He's got some good pace there in that black 81 machine. The field has single filed out there, and Hunter Hill's got a bit of a gap there to that 18G at Grayson Palace. As the laps keep winding down, Lincoln Obadiah was almost side by side there to the 02. He's trying to make some moves. Everett forces him wide there, and the Golf Depot white flag's out one more time around. Can Everett Burbridge hold off Lincoln Obadiah?
Obadiah trying to reel in that 0-2. Everett Burbridge down the back straightaway. Burbridge holds on to the lead. Obadiah to the outside. Burbridge picks up the Doty Creek Ag Service box stock feature race. Lincoln Obadiah sitting in that 2nd spot. And Cecil Burbridge rounds out the top 3.
Grayson Palace, Hunter Hill, I believe, Andy Gray, Silas Podwinski. A tough battle there. Everett Burbridge holding off the 81 of Lincoln Obadiah. Always great to see these Doty Creek Agricultural Services. They put on a great show every Thursday night here on GeForce TV. There you can see Everett Burbridge in that Fleming Automotive D&L Bailey Farms 02 machine. Getting his picture with the Epic Raceware checkered flag. And that'll do it for box stock racing here tonight. And of course, getting ready to roll out next are the GSR Junior Flats for their feature race.
Slack Lumber Victory Lane sign as you see on your screen. And now we see the GSR Junior Flats all lined up ready to get their feature race underway.
Just about ready to roll here. And we'd like to shout out Motor State All-Star Performance, one of the sponsors here on these weekly Thursday night racing here on GeForce TV. Of course, at Motor State, we recognize that there are many sources for aftermarket performance parts, which is why they strive to give you excellent service and competitive pricing that inspires their customers to come back to them again and again. Once again, thank you very much to Motor State All-Star Performance for help sponsoring weekly racing on GeForce TV. I made the joke last year that so many papers feels like an office.
Getting more.
And now, got sponsors, got all the reads there. Now it really does feel a little bit chaotic, but we revel in the chaos, I hope. Temporarily, sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
GSR Junior Flats are rolling out for their 15-lap feature. Starting first, it's Tovin Alima in the 9D, and in second, it's surprise Clayton Hager in the 5JR, and in third, it's Jameson Kane in the 88X, and in fourth, it's Rowan Reed in the 8. And rounding out the field, it's Jack Ruchai in the 17R. Let's see if Tovin Alima can put another one in victory lane, or Clayton Hager making his first outing in these JSR Junior Flats to sweep it from under his feet. We are just about ready to go for this 15-lap feature. Let's see what happens at the green flag.
Green flag is out. Tovin DeLima leads him down the front straightaway. Hager shoots down to the inside. DeLima, your leader.
Jameson Kane will swipe down to the inside, and now Jack Ruchai is going to try and make some moves on that outside line. Clayton Hager falls back to the third spot there, and now Ruchai is going to make some moves, and he'll take the third spot again. The field starts to single file out there as Tovin DeLima starts to expand his lead. As the field starts to spread out a little bit, Jameson Kane in that 88X will have to make up a lot of ground if he wants to catch up to that green 9D machine.
Clayton Hager now all over the back end of the 17R Ruchai. trying to reel in that 17R. Bit of a spacing out there.
Yeah, he slipped out 2 positions there starting from second place, so he's going to want to make that ground up there. And behind him, there's a big gap to Rowan Reed there in that 8. Of course, Curtis Connell's machine, which he graciously let her drive tonight after she was suffering from some mechanical issues. And speaking of mechanical issues, looks like Clayton Hager's got a bit of a problem there on the back of his 5JR machine. We will stay under green and he'll pull it into the pits.
That'll end his night here for the GSR Junior Flats. Tovin DeLima, your leader here.
Tovin DeLima's going to pass some lap traffic there. Jamison Kane not too far behind. The entire field is spread out a little bit. Cross flags are out. We're halfway home for Tovin DeLima in that 9D machine. Jamison Kane here encroaching on the back of Rowan Reed there, about to put her another spot down as the laps keep winding down here. It's all Tovin DeLima.
Five laps left to go for the 9D machine of Tovin DeLima. Kane still sitting in that second spot, and Ruchai in the 17R sits in the third spot.
Looks like Jameson Kane is gaining a little bit more speed. He's getting closer and closer to Tovin DeLima, but Tovin DeLima is still out by a country mile there. He does have a full straightaway lead on Jamison Kane there, as Tovin DeLima will go around and is about to put Rowan Reed another lap down there. 3 laps are left to go here for Tovin DeLima. Sorry, 2, as the Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for Tovin DeLima.
Tovin DeLima down the max straightaway for the final time. And Carter Longer, the double checkered flags in hand. He'll pick up the GSR Junior Flats feature race.
Tovin DeLima from start to finish absolutely dominated, and Clayton Hager, who put up a tough fight in the heat races, of course had some mechanical issues, so he's not going to be able to make a finish. That would have made it for an intense battle, and we saw immediately he was going to fight for some spots. Tovin DeLima in that green and white 9D will roll on to Slack Lumber Victory Lane to get his picture taken and to put his hands on that epic racewear checkered flag. Rolling into victory lane there. Tovin DeLima will finish out your GSR Junior Flats racing on GeForce TV here tonight. We still got 2 more features to go, so you're going to want to stick around. Now it's time for some crazy racing about to commence here. I feel like crazy is a light word for it. Could be.
Hectic? Chaotic?
Hectic, chaotic, true. Any term really works when you describe these next 2 classes that are upon us. They're fast, they're powerful, and you never know who's going to put it in victory lane. Tovin DeLima is going to roll out, and we're just about ready to go for these last 2 features.
And they're signaled to get these open micro sprints onto the racetrack. These William Bros Heating and Cooling open micro sprints to be exact. You see the 9H Hayden Anicoke on your screen right now as he works his way onto the racetrack.
Hayden Anicoke, of course, with that electric starter. We joked about it earlier. No need for push starts for him. He'll just roll right out. And as you can see, Ryan Wilson is getting pushed out onto the track there. Yellow flag is out.
As they pace around the racetrack, getting ready to double it up. I'll give you your starting lineup, the William Bros Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. Starting on the pole for this one out of Hagersville in the 24K, it's Kiana Teal. And her outside out of Welland in the 96 machine, it's Brennan Hager. Rolling off third out of Brantford in the 88, that's Riley Mercer. And his outside at Harrisburg in the 71 machine, it's Flying Ryan Wilson. Rolling off from the 5th spot at Dorchester in the 00, it's Jack Smolders. And rounding out the field in the 9H, it's the Hurricane, Hayden Anicoke.
Yellow flag is out here for these Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. They're going to keep pacing around here. we're just about ready to go.
Double file down the back straightaway. Carter Long gives him the white flag. One more lap till we go green flag racing.
Kiana Teal, Brendan Hager, Riley Mercer, Ryan Wilson, Hayden Anicoke, and Jack Smulders. Any one of those drivers could put it in victory lane tonight. Let's see what happens as they go down the back straightaway for the final time under yellow here. Carter Long's got the dual green flag in hand, and we are just ready to rumble.
Teal and Hanger on the front row. Green flag is out.
Kiana Teal's going to fly by there, and we'll lead him going down the backstretch, but Brendan Hager's not far behind. Now you can see Ryan Wilson there trying to work that outside line, and he'll try to make it through. Whoa, Hayden Anicoke goes super close, and he will go for a bit of a spin, and that will draw the yellow flag on the first lap. Looks like he just fully sent it right into turn number 3 and didn't have enough room to make it happen there, which will have him slow and stop. And while we got time, let's talk about the sponsor that helps put on these open microsprint racings here, Williams Heating and Cooling. Of course, the family-owned and operated business with many years of experience providing top-notch residential heating and cooling services.
And the 9H pulls it into the infield.
Don't know what exactly the problem would be there as he was rolling good. They're going to take a look at him. Hopefully he should be able to get rolling back out there. They're just going to push him. Don't know if he'll be able to re-enter the track. There's the field's going to continue to pace around. And Kiana Teal jumped out to a dominant start there, but here's a quick look at the replay. It looks like he just sent it. Riley Mercer closed the door on him, and he had to shudder to stop.
After how many weeks and it finally falls down? We got our sheet so we say the names properly. We're a little bad with that, so we apologize if we're saying your name wrong.
It's fine. If we are, you need to tell us, because we won't know until we hear a word. But we try to keep everything good, and we have a nice sheet in here to make sure that we get everybody's name right here. So, no complaints since we put the sheet up, so good on that, but you never know.
Single file restart. Teal, your leader. Green flag is out.
Kiana Teal's going to want to have to hold off Brendan Hager, who's fast in that 96 machine, but don't forget who's right behind him, Riley Mercer and Ryan Wilson there. Kiana Teal will fly by to the lead, but Ryan Wilson loves that outside line, and he'll try and rip it now. Those two drivers right behind Brendan Hager are super fast when it comes to the outside line. Something just flew off Ryan Wilson's car.
Wilson working that outside line over Brendan Hager, who's keeping it down on the bottom. Teal still out in front with no competition so far.
Ryan Wilson starts to lose a little bit of gap there to that 96 of Brendan Hager, and Kiana Teal is going to start to lose a bit of gap there to that 96 of Brendan Hager. They're both trying to make something work. Doesn't quite have it yet. Out front, it's all Kiana Teal as the field starts to single file out here.
That 96 of Brendan Hager trying to reel in the Dixieland Grills 24K of Kiana Teal. Hager just working that inside line, trying to get that run down the straightaways, but just can't seem to find it.
Kiana Teal's holding that line to a perfect tee there. Brendan Hager's right behind, doesn't quite have it, but now he'll be facing some heat from that neon orange 71 of Ryan Wilson there. He's right there on the inside line. He's going to shoot down, trying to make it work, doesn't quite have it, but he's right on the tail of him. And Riley Mercer there's just about there too, trying to make some action. We almost got a three-way battle there for second place, but can Brendan Hager hold him off?
Ryan Wilson and that 71 machine trying to reel in the 96 machine down the back straightaway. Hager moving up. Oh, that's something. That looks like a tail tag.
Yeah, looks like that's Jack Smulders' tail tag there.
Doesn't hold gas. It's there for looks, but don't want to hit that.
Yeah, makes it look like the real sprint, but yeah, I believe that is Jack Smulders there. He's in that double zero machine. He's got nothing there, and they just called for Flying Ryan Wilson to be ahead of Riley Mercer there. So that will put him one step closer to challenging Brendan Hager there. He got super close there, so this is going to make things interesting as the Golf Depot white flag is out for this single file restart. Kiana Teal's holding some tough defense there on Brendan Hager, and Brendan Hager's getting closer and closer to losing that second place spot. He'll have some tough defense if he wants to make it work. Coming to the green this time around.
Carter Long shows him the green flag. We're back racing.
Kiana Teal's going to fly down by the inside, and now Ryan Wilson is getting closer and closer, trying to make something work. Riley Mercer and Jack Smolders kind of spread out a little bit, but Brendan Hager gets a little bit squirrely, and that allows for Ryan Wilson to slam the door, and he'll take that second place position for Ryder. Now Riley Mercer's right beside him. He's going to use that inside line to try and make something work again.
Kiana Teal still your leader. Riley Mercer now sitting in the third spot. Hager falls back to fourth. Wilson now trying to reel in the 24K of Kiana Teal, who gets loose there. Wilson tries for the spot, not able to make anything happen.
Kiana Teal, who's been running a perfect race, got a little bit squirrely on the line, and that allowed for Ryan Wilson to get super close. Her weakness just got exposed, and now Ryan Wilson's trying to make it work on that inside line. He's right there behind her, and he seems to be getting closer and closer every time. Riley Mercer now's right there too. Flying Ryan Wilson, Riley Mercer, they are both battling for that second place spot and trying to close the lead on Kiana Teal.
5 laps left to go for Kiana Teal. Wilson flashes the nose down to the inside there on Kiana. He'll chase her down the back straight away. 4 laps left to go by the flag.
She has to play some tough defense at her, and they go to the inside. Kiana Teal gets squirrely there and still manages to hold off. Ryan Wilson goes to the inside, and she makes contact with Riley Mercer. She's still holding on to that lead position, but it is a crazy battle here out front.
Riley Mercer now working that outside line. Ryan Wilson trying to work the bottom. 2 laps left to go. Mercer makes a move for the lead.
Mercer plows to the inside, and he makes contact with the Kiana Teal, and they both go for a spin. Yellow flag is out, and flying Ryan Wilson will take that first place position.
Kiana and Riley Mercer, as you see on your screen, sitting backwards. He ain't supposed to face that way.
Whoa! That got pretty hectic really quickly. Kiana Teal was running an absolute perfect race. Nothing was stopping her. She had a great lead there and just entered turn 3 a little bit wide there, and that immediately allowed for Ryan Wilson to come in there. Here's a look at the replay. Kiana Teal goes that outside line, cuts it a little bit too in, and makes contact with Riley Mercer, and they both go for a bit of a tumble there. There's another look. She just looks like she just barely clipped the end of him and Colin. Both go for an innocent spin. Of course, she'll get on the push, and the cones will get set back up. Ryan Wilson, Jack Smolders, Brendan Hager, Riley Mercer, and Kiana Teal. Ryan Wilson's got to love to see that, as battling for a tough spot there, and it just gets handed to him on a silver platter. But can he hold it off there against Jack Smolders and Brendan Hager?
Now, let's see if Kiana Teal can use these 3 laps to her advantage. Not a lot of time, but you can make some stuff happen here. Carter Long shows him the white flag. 1 more lap till we go green flag racing.
Kiana Teal's been bad fast all night and even in the heat races, so I definitely wouldn't doubt it if she can swoop her way right back into a position there. But flying Ryan Wilson is got a lot of ground to cover to put it in slack lumber victory lane tonight. Let's see what happens this time around. Green flag is out, and he'll shoot down to the inside and will immediately start to widen the gap there to second place Jack Smolders.
Ryan Wilson now in the lead. The Golf Depot white flag is out. Smolders with 1 more lap to chase down that 71 machine of Ryan Wilson, and their yellow flag is back out.
Almost like deja vu there. They both slipped right back in the exact same spot, facing the exact same direction. It almost looks like a picture-perfect recreation of what happened just 1 lap ago.
Ryan Wilson had a good start there and got a good gap there on Smolders. Let's see if we can do it again. It's going to be green-white checker.
Yeah, he immediately started to get that neon orange 71 flying. Here's a look at the replay. Just looks like Mercer went for an innocent spin there, and Kiana Teal tried to avoid him and got collected up in there too. So that'll send both of them back to the back as yellow flag is still out. The field is going to keep pacing around here, getting ready, set up. This is going to be an intense finish there, but Ryan Wilson's got all the tools he needs to put it in slack lumber victory lane here tonight.
White flag is out. Ryan Wilson sits in the lead for this one. Smolders and Haggart, the top 3. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Carter Long with a green flag in hand. They'll creep their way into corners 3 and 4. Green flag is out.
Green and white flag is out. One more timer out for Ryan Wilson, who jumps up to a massive lead. He's got this race all but in the bag. And here comes Brendan Hager. They're trying to make some moves, but Flying Ryan Wilson will take the checkered flag for these open micro sprints.
Smulders and Hager, the top 3 for this one. What a race there by Ryan Wilson. Able to keep his first place position there.
He shot out to a crazy lead there, and of course we will have an interview with him later. And don't forget, you were going to want to stick around if you think that was good. Don't forget, coming up next week, got these Huffman Restoration Senior Flats who are all but ready to go here, or just about ready to go here, as Ryan Wilson will pull that neon orange 71 Ken's Auto into Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Get his picture taken in that gorgeous DJD Graphics 71. Ryan Wilson, after a tough battle, will take home that first place position. And we are just moments away here for the final feature race of the night. Just about getting ready to roll off, and McLean will have that starting lineup with you shortly. It's going to be pretty crazy.
You can see that DJD Graphics 71 machine out in Slack Lumber Victory Lane.
Families getting their pictures taken with him. Got neon orange shoes to match the neon orange car. That's pretty sweet.
I went to go get their interview last week, and they said they don't like. Why am I saying his first name right? Or twice? Flying Ryan Wilson. So.
Well, because his nickname is Flying Ryan, and his name is Ryan Wilson.
That's what I said, but they ain't a fan of it. I'm gonna keep saying it, but.
I think both works. Doesn't. You could use either or. Flying Ryan Wilson or Flying Ryan Wilson. I think both are very suitable names, of course, and he is flying, so. They'll push him around here for his extra victory lap, as we are just about getting ready to go here for the final feature race of the night. These Huffman Restoration Senior Flats are ready to do battle here for 20 laps.
You can see him on your screen, the Huffman Restoration Senior Flat Carts. Starting on the pole for this one in the 23 machine, that's Daniel Calty. And is outside in the 28, that's Cameron Book. Rolling up third in the 77, that's Randy Hollingshead. And is outside in the 751, that's Nick Capolo. Rolling off from the 5th spot in the 12 machine, that is Nicholas Boyd. And is outside in the 66 machine, that's Bailey Salt. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 15 machine, that's Sierra Robinson. And her outside in the 44 machine, that's Robbie General. Rolling off from the 9th spot in the 33, that's Ron McGarry. And his outside in the 44 being, that's Bella General. Rolling off from 11th in the 42, that's Jack McPhail. And that'll round out the field for these Huffman Restoration Senior Flats.
Cameron Book's got a bit of some mechanical issues there. They're trying to get him fired up on turn number 3 and 4. It looks like he'll hop out of the car. Trying to figure out what's making that car unable to roll off here. Yellow flag still out as the beautiful field will pace by the final feature race of the night under this gorgeous overcast. Looks like they're going to push Cameron Book here. Of course, a very dominant racer here on Thursday nights on GeForce TV. Don't know if he's going to be able to get it fired up. I think they might just push him into the pits and his night will be done here. Looks like they got the other cart ready for him to jump right into. Golf Depot white flag is out. Yeah, they got the secondary 28 cart. That was the one that he was running last year, I believe, and they got that on standby for him. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for these senior flats. I don't know if they're going to be able to get that cart ready in time for him.
2x2 down the back straightaway. Calty Capolo on the front row. Double green flag is out.
Calty and Cuppolo are going to shoot down to the inside line there side by side. A very intense battle here starting off. Randy Hollingshead, the veteran racer there, he'll be shooting down on the inside trying to make things work. He's going to go on that inside line, doesn't quite have it yet as Calty and Cuppolo are going to fly by there and immediately start working on the gap.
Calty, your leader down the back straightaway. Hollingshead sitting in that third spot all over the back end of the 7.51.
Calty there's got a big gap there. All of those drivers have a massive gap to the rest of the field there. The next closest driver is Nicholas Boyd there, who's trying to make some things work.
Capolo trying to reel in that 23 machine of Daniel Calty. Shoots down to the inside, but Calty's got good straightaway speed in that 23 machine.
They start to widen the gap out a little bit. Hollings headed thirds in his own world there. Then it's Nicholas Boyd, Bella General in that 44B, and then it's Sierra Robinson, of course, in Anthony Bird's 15 machine.
Top three all kind of spaced out here in their own little world.
There's a battle for 7th place going on there. That's Ron McGarry and Bailey Salt here who are fighting over that spot. It starts to fizzle out a little bit as Bailey Salt goes for a bit of a spin, and some contact there, and that will send Jack McPhail in that 42 machine to the back.
Daniel Calty was a good lead there over the 7.51. And we've got a battle there for, I believe that's the 5th spot between Robinson and the 12th, and Nicholas Boyd.
Robinson and Boyd there are trying to make this battle happen. Robinson's playing some tough defense on Boyd in that 12 machine. We're halfway home there for Daniel Calty as he'll start to widen his gap there to Cuppolo. And an even bigger gap there to Randy Hollingshead in that 77 machine.
Daniel Calty in that 23 machine way out in front here. Catching up on some of the slower traffic here.
Trying to make things work there. Calty's going to fly by on that lap traffic. Of course, blue flag displayed. That will slow him down quite a bit there as Cuppolo is getting closer and closer every time he encroaches the lap traffic chart.
5 laps left to go for that 23 machine is way out in front. Cuppolo still sitting in the 2nd spot. Hollingshead in 3rd.
Sierra Robinson is still holding off Nicholas Boyd in that 12 machine. He doesn't quite have the speed for her yet in that 15. But out front, it is all Daniel Calty. Blue flag is out as the field will continue to fly by some lap traffic there.
2 laps left to go for Daniel Calty.
The field will fly by trying to weave their way through some lap traffic. Golf Depot white flag is out one more time around for your leader in that 23. Daniel Calty, Nick Cuppolo in behind, and in Randy Hollingshead in 3rd. Will try and make some moves on that 42 of Jack McPhail lap traffic.
Calty works his way out of 4. He'll pick up the Hup and Restoration Senior Flats. Nick Cuppolo finishes in 2nd and Hollingshead in 3rd.
Daniel Calty basically had it from the get-go, and he flew right through to put it in slack. Lumber Victory Lane, a dominant performance tonight in that white and red 23 machine. As the rest of the field will pull off into the pits, we got one winner tonight, Daniel Calty. He'll pull it into slack, Lumber Victory Lane, and get his picture taken with the beautiful board. Carted along with the epic racewear checkered flag in his hand. And we are done for racing tonight, but you're going to want to stick around as we have some Victory Lane interviews coming up next. We will be right back with your winners. slack number. Here in Slack Lumber Victory Lane with the winner of the senior flats, Daniel Calty. Dominant performance tonight, but what do you have to say about it on your end?
It just worked. First time out this year, and old motor, threw it on there, and I can't complain.
Anybody you would like to thank for getting you in Victory Lane here tonight?
Friends of mine, Matt Reed, he always helps me out. And other than that, I do pretty much all the stuff myself.
Alrighty, well, thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. Congratulations on your night. And coming up in a second, we have McLean with Ryan Wilson.
Here in Slack Lumber Victory Lane with Ryan Wilson. Picked up the Williamsboro Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprint feature event, and talk us through your night and your feature race.
The heat. I was trying to find somewhere where it wasn't bumpy. It was just bumpy all over the track. I was just trying to find the smoothest lane, and that kind of bit me because the bottom was the fastest. And then second heat race, just same thing. Just got a bad start. And then feature, I was just kind of waiting until someone ended up messing up, and they ended up messing up, and then I got the lead. So, yeah.
And anybody you'd like to thank for getting here every Thursday night?
Slagter Construction, Tim Farrell Heating and Air, Hunter Plumbing, Ken's Auto, my dad, my Opa, and my mom.
And that's it for Ryan Wilson. And we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to G-Force TV. And on behalf of all the Stars family, all the staff here at Ohsweken Speedway, and on behalf of Jackson Jeffrey, I'm McLean Callan saying so long. We'll see you all next Thursday night.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of G-Force TV. G-Force TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.